We're going to start off the show a little bit differently today. We're going to take a suggestion from one of our emailers. Mike in Calgary says, I think Al should have his own podcast, the Data Hour, or something like that. So without further ado, here's the Data Hour with your host, Al Melchior.
You asked for it. We deliver.
What do you want to talk about today? Your BABIP? Just do the BABIP half hour?
Just random numbers. We're just going to generate random numbers for an hour.
Okay, yeah, we'll throw it in there intermittently for sure. But this is the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast. Adam Aizer, Eric Mack, Al Melchior with you. dmfantasybaseball@cbs.com is our email address. D as in Dice K, M as in Matsuzaka. fantasybaseball@cbs.com. Send us an email, put podcast in the subject line. Emac, don't worry, you're very much a part of this show. It's not that he's not even communicating.
He's going to get his
right
own show now.
All right, well.
I'm not here, apparently.
One of our emailers is going to have to suggest a name for an EMAC show. Injuries. Start with that. Monday night, Jorge Posada left the game with tightness in his calf. He's day-to-day. The DL is a possibility right now. They're not quite sure. What do you think about this, EMAC?
I think it's a real problem. I hate when injuries happen on Monday afternoon,
I know, right?
Especially really with the catcher that you need in your lineup. I was immediately thinking that Jesus Montero, hey, this might be an opportunity, but you tell me that the New York Post says no.
Well, not just the New York Post, but Chad Moeller is the name. I don't think they think that Romine or Montero are ready to come up yet. Cervelli would be the guy to pick up. Moeller would come up from AAA and be the backup catcher.
Why wouldn't Montero come up from AAA?
I just don't think that they think he's ready yet.
But he's not going
young.
to be a full-time. He's going to be a temporary replacement.
I don't know. I've been
the
reading
flip side of
Moeller.
that is that they want him to get the regular at-bats, but not with the pressure of playing for the Yankees.
Meh.
Yeah.
He's a young guy.
Get him
He's
in
still
there.
working on his defense.
Hey, he's in AAA. He was able to handle AAA.
Well, the bottom line is Cervelli would probably be the play if Posada
Who
goes on
told
the
you
DL.
that?
Cervelli has been pretty good this year. And if they call up Moeller, I guarantee you Cervelli is going to be the starting catcher.
Yeah. But who told you that they're calling up Moeller?
Oh, I've been reading it in the papers.
Joe Girardi.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
got
not
him on the horn.
It's not insider information. So keep an eye out for Jorge Posada. He's been a little banged up early this season. Mariano Rivera, it was a save situation last night, and he did not come in. He has a stiff left side. He says it's no big deal. We'll monitor that for you as well, but no updated information there. Jabba Chamberlain got the save last night. Ryan Madsen is having surgery on his broken toe. All right, let's talk about the Phillies closer situation. We don't know who it is right now. So who do we look at?
It's a mix and match. I think it's going to be Lidge in a few days. I know he did come back and have that one bad outing, but Lidge should be ready to go pretty soon here. His rehab assignments improved after a while, and they gave him plenty of time on his rehab stint. If not, in the short term, it could be Contreras perhaps. But
yeah.
I wouldn't worry about anybody but Lidge.
He's the only other candidate that I really even see in that pen, and to me, Lidge is the obvious guy. This almost looks like posturing.
Okay, good news for Mike Pelfrey. He had tightness in his shoulder, had an MRI.
That's good news?
Cleared to pitch. That's not good news. The good news is he's cleared to pitch this week.
I think that's awful news. Did you wake up this morning and say, I needed an MRI?
He had tightness. Then he had the MRI.
Oh,
then they said, you're okay.
So the MRI said, okay, suddenly your shoulder feels better.
Yes, that's exactly what the MRI said, yes. But, no, he's cleared to pitch this weekend.
Yeah,
so
good.
For a guy who had tightness in his shoulder.
And he was awful last time out. I think this is horrible news. I don't even know why you're sugarcoating it.
Well, he's not going on the disabled list.
Okay.
So
that's good news.
If you've got him in your roster for Week 5, you can go out and put up a stinker.
Okay. That's great. That's great news.
You know, MRIs say very interesting things these days. And Justin Duchscherer will miss today's start against Texas with inflammation in his hip.
It's great news.
He could be headed to the DL. We don't know anything yet about Duchscherer, but he will miss today's start.
I warned you to not start Duchscherer. Also, further on the injury front, Jair Jurgens is too risky, I think, to play this week. You probably already have set your lineup. Hopefully you don't have him in it. He was stinking anyway. Another guy who was stinking is Chris R. Young. He stunk up the joint in his first AA rehab start. Could be a while. Shoulders. I hate him.
Do you?
Mike Pelfrey. Bad news. Shoulder. Bad news.
Okay. Bad news for Pelfrey.
Kerry Wood. Speaking of bad shoulders, he has a history of bad shoulders. It's the same shoulder, just bad history repeated. And he had another. He's another guy with another bad rehab start to a rehab assignment. Brad Hopp and Manny Ramirez both look like they will be returning when eligible on May 8th. and Andrew McCutcheon says his ankle should be fine.